get zero at the table, man, all kinds of shit breaks loose.
Pick me, pick me.
Zero's at the table, you gotta be careful. Tons of shit breaks loose, baby.
Greetings, humans, and welcome back. I'm Joey Pigtails, and this is episode number 8 of my poker vlogging journey. This was a 1-2 PLO session at Orange City Racing and Card Club on Sunday, May 14th. It was a down and up session with some good and bad runouts and a few lessons in compounding pre-flop mistakes, so you should be able to learn a lot from these hands. Thank you all for your support so far. I've surpassed 250 subscribers, which is a quarter of the way to the goal of getting monetized, so if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, it won't cost you anything but a second of your time, and I'd be forever grateful. All right, everybody, let's get into the hands. In the first action hand of the session, I'm on the button and look down at Ace of Clubs, King of Spades, 10 of Diamonds, 9 of Clubs, and after a few limps, I open at $25. I get 3 calls while noting that 2 of these players have less than $100 total in their stacks. The flop comes 6 of Spades, Jack of Clubs, Ace of Diamonds, and I flop top, a gutter straight draw, and a backdoor flush draw. When checked to me, there's no reason to let off the gas, so I fire $75 and get only 1 call from a short stack player with $50. The board runs out the 7 of Spades and the Queen of Clubs, and I roll over Broadway to scoop this one up. From early position, I open at $20 with one of the most beautiful hands we can see pre-flop. Ace of Hearts, Ace of Clubs, Queen of Clubs, Queen of Hearts. I get 3 calls to a flop of 9 of Hearts, Jack of Hearts, Queen of Diamonds, and fire full pot of $80 with a massive amount of robust equity, even versus the nuts. 1 short stack jams for $82, so I call the extra $2 and we see a run out of King of Diamonds and 6 of Diamonds. I announce set, and our opponent rolls over Ace of Spades, Queen of Spades, 10 of Hearts, 7 of Spades for a flopped top pair and an open-ended straight draw, and he ends up hitting this on the turn and scooping this pot with a straight. There are a few limps to me on the button, and I limp with 5 of Diamonds, 3 of Diamonds, 2 of Clubs, 2 of Spades, which admittedly is marginal, but I'm a little tilted from the previous hand, so here we go 5 ways to a flop, which comes 6 of Spades, 2 of Hearts, 10 of Spades. I flopped bottom set in a limped pot, and while there are higher sets possible, let's go for some value here. We should be good. When checked to me, I fire a pot of $25, and I get 2 calls. With $100 in, the turn is the Ace of Diamonds, which should be a brick. This is a limped pot, so the chances someone has aces is really small. Since I didn't get raised on the flop, I expect my set to be good here most of the time. But in PLO, this hand is vulnerable to basically every turn card but the last 2 or a 4 on this board. Every non-board pair brings in a straight, and a spade is bad too. For those reasons, I fire a pot of $100 when checked to, and I end up taking this one down. You'll start to see a pattern emerging here. I'm playing a lot of hands from the button. This one, I have a good one. Ace of Diamonds, Ace of Clubs, Jack of Hearts, 5 of Diamonds. With 2 limps to me, I make it $30 and get 2 calls to a flop of 10 of Spades, King of Diamonds, 6 of Spades. It's checked to me, and I can argue for continuation betting here, but my opponents are sticky, so I don't expect them to fold, and I'd be building the pot, so I check. The turn is a 9 of Diamonds, giving me more equity, but this now brings in a straight I am not blocking. Would you bet when checked to here? Let me know what you think in the comments. I decide to check. Wait, just kidding. I fire $75 looking to take this one down here. However, as mentioned earlier, my opponents are sticky, so I get a call to the river of the 7 of Spades. My opponent checks, but doesn't look like he wants to fold, so I check it back and lose to a flush. In the next hand, I am under the gun with Ace of Spades, King of Hearts, 8 of Spades, 7 of Clubs. This should be a fold pre-flop, but hands with a suited ace that are somewhat connected can be played in passive stationing games if you flop well and can navigate post-flop. Here is a great example of when you don't follow that plan and instead compound that pre-flop mistake. Pay attention. With 6 of us limpers in, we see a flop of Ace of Hearts, Jack of Clubs, 3 of Spades. When checked to, I bet $25 with my top and backdoor draws, which sees 2 calls. And ooh, what's that? The King of Spades on the turn? I now have top 2 pair and the nut flush draw, so I've picked up equity. When check to, I fire $100 and a late position player jams over for $350-ish. I'm getting better than 2 to 1 on a call here with 13 outs to a better hand and the chance they may be ahead now, so I flick in the call to the river of the 9 of diamonds. Our opponent turns over Queen 10 for a straight, and I get to add on for the first time today. As this hand is being dealt, I've looked at the first 3 cards, the 10 of hearts, 9 of hearts, and 6 of spades, and think, let's see the 8 of spades, and bam, there it is. The player on my right opens to $20, and I should probably be 3-betting this hand here, although the gap is sort of meh. I call the $20, as do 3 other people, and we see a flop of 10 of spades, 6 of clubs, 3 of spades. With 3 checks to me, I'm going to take the aggressive line here with top 2, a flush draw, and a gutter to the nut straight, and bet $100. Everyone folds, and we get a win under our belts. From the big blind, I look down at 5 of diamonds, 3 of clubs, 2 of spades, 2 of diamonds. It's limped around to me, and we end up seeing a flop 6 ways of jack of clubs, 3 of diamonds, 4 of hearts. Everyone checks here, and I have a feeling that I probably should have just bet this flop. I'm open-ended, set draw. Should have done so, but I didn't. I ended up checking. The turn is the 2 of clubs, however, giving me a set, and I go ahead and fire out $25 for value, and end up taking this one down. From middle position, I look down at king of clubs, 10 of hearts, 9 of hearts, 8 of hearts, and limp in. With 4 of us in, we see a flop of 6 of diamonds, 7 of diamonds, 3 of clubs. I flopped a topside wrap on a wet board, so let's see what happens here. There's a bet of $20, a call, I call, and another guy calls too. Holy pot odds, Batman! With $100 in, the turn is the 9 of clubs, giving me the nut straight on a board with 2 flush draws on it. Even with the nuts, this is really uncomfortable as there are more bad rivers than good rivers, and I barely block 1 flush draw. Being multi-way though, I hope they all have a bunch of these cards and that the deck is filled with nothing but blanks for me. A player in front of me bets pot of $100, and I'm not going to allow other redraws to stick around for a good price, so I jam for $424 total, and everyone folds to the initial bettor, who ends up calling off his last $139. So a total pot of $378. The river is one of those blanks we were looking for in the king of spades, and our nut straight is still good to scoop this pot. Our opponent ended up having 7 of clubs, 7 of hearts, 10 of clubs, 9 of spades, so he was drawing really live here. With jack of clubs, 10 of clubs, 10 of spades, 5 of spades, I limp from early position along with 4 others to a flop of queen of clubs, 10 of hearts, 3 of spades. I flop second set, and a middle position player now leads for $25. I'm pretty sure I'm ahead here, but I don't want to discourage action by raising, so I call and another player calls behind. The turn, however, is the king of hearts, and it's not the most ideal card. That same player now leads for $25 again, and I am extremely confused as this sizing just doesn't make any sense to me. I have outs if they've binked the nut straight here, so I end up calling, as does the player behind me. Let's see if we can improve on the river. And we do. It's the 3 of hearts giving me a boat. Remember, the mystery box could be anything, even a boat. When checked to me, I fire $110 for value, but unfortunately both players fold. In the next hand, there are 2 limps before the button makes it $10. The small blind folds, and I make it $40 from the big blind with ace of spades, ace of clubs, queen of hearts, 9 of spades. There are 2 calls before the button decides to raise to $84. You know what's happening here. Time to pot it. I rip it in, another player calls off for about $200, and we're off to a run out of 4 diamonds, 9 of diamonds, 7 of spades, 6 of spades, ace of hearts, and I end up with top set, and that's going to take this one down, baby. Oh yeah. Our table is getting reorganized since the 2-5 high-low game just opened, so we are shorter than normal. There's a limp to me, and I see ace of hearts, ace of diamonds, king of diamonds, 6 of spades, and open at $25. I end up getting 3 calls, so with 4 players in, we see a flop of king of hearts, queen of diamonds, jack of diamonds, giving me a royal flush draw. It's checked to me, and I pot it, getting 1 call behind. The turn is the 5 of hearts. I pot it again, and my opponent calls off with the rest of his stack. I ask the dealer for a diamond, and he says, "Since you asked so nicely, Joey, here you go, buddy," and rips that 3 of diamonds off the deck, giving me the nut flush and shipping the pot my way. Sometimes you just have to ask for it. While I have been getting aces a few times this session, I am folding a lot of hands in between, as well as there are a few folds on the flop and raise and take it type situations, so I seem to be getting a polarized distribution of hands here. This one I have ace of diamonds, ace of clubs, jack of hearts, 9 of hearts in middle position. With 3 limps to me, I make it $35, and we see 4 calls to a flop of jack of diamonds, 9 of diamonds, 3 of hearts. My danglers have connected, and I have the nut flush blocker, so this is a great spot. It's check to me, and I fire pot. Only a shorter stack calls for less, and it runs out 6 of spades, queen of hearts, and our opponent flopped bottom set of 3s with the 3 of clubs, 3 of spades, king of diamonds, queen of clubs, and he'll end up taking this one down. With jack of clubs, 8 of spades, 7 of clubs, 5 of spades, an early position player opens to $15. With 4 of us in, we see a flop of 5 of clubs, 2 of diamonds, 7 of hearts, giving me top 2 pair on this board. When check 2, I fire pot for $65 since most turn cards are bad for us. There's one call before we see a check raise all in for $85 total. I go ahead and flick in the call, of course, and the other player calls as well. The turn is the king of diamonds, and we both check. The river is the 8 of clubs, and I improve my 2 pair, but the check raiser turned a better 2 pair, and will win this pot with king of hearts, 7 of spades, ace of clubs, 4 of clubs. Well then, while the session ended on a sour note, I did manage to book a small win on the day, as you can see in the graphic. This session was quite volatile. I was oftentimes punished for making bad decisions, and sometimes rewarded for them, so squeaking out a win here is a good thing. I'll be returning to action this Friday, May 19th, for another session, so if you want to come by and see me, swing into Orange City. I posted a new shirt design on Teespring. I keep being referred to as this fucking guy right here, so might as well run with it. I have one on the way right now that I'll be sporting in Vegas, or maybe sooner, and if you want one, I'll include a link in the description to get one. I'll be posting at least one more vlog before I head to Vegas on June 2nd, and I may post a few vlogs while out there using some B-roll footage of Vegas to go over tourney hands since I can't film at the tables there. If you enjoy what I'm doing here and want to see me keep pursuing it, your support can keep fueling it. A like, a comment, and a subscribe go a long way to spreading the epic stories of Joey Pigtails, and you can be a part of the journey too. Thanks again for your love, you beautiful humans. I'm Joey Pigtails, and I am transparent, reminding you that one interaction can change a life. Be kind, give a random person a compliment, and always, always be a good human. Until next time, bye!